Okay, so question number 2 states provide your definition of a theory on media, then provide an example of a theory on media. Lastly, explain why that theory would best fit the given example situation. So what I decided to pick for this one is the spiral of silence media theory. And the reason why is because I do think that this really does occur a lot within our culture. So now let me go into what it means. So the spiral of silence the media theory basically states that a social group or the society in general might isolate, neglect, or exclude members due to their opposing opinions. So, in other words, so what does that mean? So, in other words, that means that if you feel like you're part of the minority and you feel like your opinion is different than those of the majority, than those of the group that you're in, or whatever the case is, you will actually be fearful of the isolation, of the exclusion, of the neglect that you might bestow upon yourself by expressing your thoughts on or your opinions on a certain subject. So you actually conserve yourself from expressing those thoughts and those opinions. So people tend to hide their opinion away when they think that they will expose themselves to the isolation. So again, the important thing here to remember is that it's the fear of isolation that causes the silence. So here, my example would be the Republican Party, the political Republican Party, and abortion. So the reason why I decided to go with this one is because all over media, like for example, newspapers, TV, etc., I actually pulled up a picture on my phone. I know you might not be able to see it as good as I can because it's not going to be as visible to you and it's going to look kind of weird, but I'm still going to show it to you anyways. And I want to read what it says. So here you have protesters saying courageously abolishing abortion, and then it says I am the pro-life generation. So and what does that basically mean? It means that they're anti abortion here, right? So because they're anti-abortion, so a lot of people understand that if you're part of the Republican Party, you're trying to conserve life and you do not believe in abortion. You most likely believe that is a sin. So with that being said, if like, let's say for example, you have an individual that is part of the Republican Party, but that individual believes that women should have the right to their own bodies and women should have the right to be able to abort. Let's say that woman was raped, and does that woman now have to be reminded every single day that they were raped because the Republican Party states that you cannot abort? So this same individual will basically not express those feelings or those thoughts because they know that they are part of the minority. The majority believes within their group, which again is the Republican Party. The majority believes no, you cannot abort. It is sinful to abort. So they do not support that. So here you have an individual that things contradicts that doesn't actually agree with that, but is part of that same group. So what does that individual do? Because of the fear of isolation, that individual will then withhold and not share their opinions. So that is the spiral of silence media theory. So I hope you enjoyed my example.